Question one is, what social media would you say you use most frequently, even to kind of browse or whatever?
Probably Facebook.
Facebook.
Probably Facebook.
Facebook the most.
Okay.
Facebook.
Okay. And would you say that you just aimlessly scroll through it sometimes, or kind of click on links or advertisements that kind of claim to be tailored to you?
Some days I'll just aimlessly scroll through it, and then other days I'll kind of like click on, like I use it quite a lot for like recipe links and stuff like that.
Like leisure stuff.
Yeah.
Watch videos of food, really.
Probably quite aimlessly. You do like funny videos.
I think it's a mixture. If you're looking for entertainment on purpose, obviously you do click news articles or various media that comes up.
Yeah, like when I was younger, like 3-4 years ago, I used to do it all the time. But now I just make a point of not doing that because I know it's a massive waste of time. I know if you click on like one random link, I'll like exit the internet. I don't even use the internet that much.
Yeah. Okay, so many intellectuals collectively refer to those who use the media as kind of the masses, which is like essentially a group of people who collectively interact with the same thing. But sometimes the masses are described as passive. You know what passive means? Yeah. Kind of. So in the sense that we accept much of what the media tells us. Like we don't. Yeah. And we kind of allow it to shape how we view the world. So particular news events, we don't exactly question them. Would you agree with that, or if not, why?
Do you want me to give like an example of my effect of it?
Yeah.
So I went to a school which was religious and it was Jewish, and you were talking about how to be a good Jewish person and stuff. And obviously current affairs such as the Arab-Israeli conflict were going on at that time, and obviously you only hear one side of it in assemblies and in your lessons, and then I would come out of it, see the news on TV, and then obviously see a completely different side, and lots of information was withheld from me at school, but then I would see it after. I think it depends on where they're getting their information from.
Okay, yeah.
So
like difference between tabloids and broadsheets, kind of that.
Yeah, or like and kind of the political background of newspapers. It depends on what type of person you are, and maybe how much you get involved with those types of things, like celebrity culture. Like I'm not really that type of person, so it doesn't really affect me so much. So I think the extent that you're passive like depends on the person.
Yeah, I definitely think that you can pop something onto the internet through a Facebook advertisement, whatever, and people just be like quick to jump on the fact that it's true. But I don't actually read the news that often, so like if any information is chucked to me, I'm kind of like questioning it a little bit.
Okay, cool. But you wouldn't really believe much about like celebrities and their lives if it's posted by Daily Mail.
Okay, Daily Mail. Don't like the Daily
No,
Mail.
not that.
No.
Well, to an extent, you can never truly know. I'd say yeah, in the sense that most people like myself too busy with our own lives to bother to research the credibility of a source. So most of the time we'll just get a BBC notification, have a look at what's going on. If I feel that the story it's got an angle to it, you know, like I don't know, Daily Mail's an obvious example, where if I feel as if they're twisting the evidence to portray an image of something, then I question the credibility. But if it's just facts, then yeah. But you know, the media favours different things over other stuff, so yeah, you never really know.
The Baudrillard, who's the theorist who inspired this project, suggests the masses are actually a powerful force. So we kind of present an appearance of alienation. So even though we like know we're accepting it and not questioning it, and in that hindering those in power who want a reaction out of us, because by us giving them a reaction, they can know what they need to do to shape public opinion more and what they need to further release. From that, who do you think manipulates the institution of the media more? Those controlling it or those making use of it?
Probably those controlling it.
I think those who are in power and who run the country are entirely, well, almost entirely in control of what is released to us, what we're told. And stuff like the Panama Papers and Edward Snowden proves that.
Obviously on some level it's also about how people react to it. So stories will be written in a certain way to tailor a certain audience. But I do think that the media as an institution has more control over what we hear and takes more advantage of what we know. Possibly a bit of both. And then again, I think it
kind of depends on the extent to which like people are devoted to the media.
So would you kind of say maybe those who, there's kind of been a stereotype of the working class that read the tabloids more?
Maybe more susceptible to not questioning what they see and like taking it for gospel.
How someone reacts to a certain thing, isn't it? You know, if you make that headline and the masses react to it in a certain way, then it's kind of arguable, isn't it? Because it's like the headliner has the power because they've evoked this reaction, but then the masses have the power because they've led the reaction.
So it's just
I guess the provocateur is probably the one to blame, and that is probably the one who creates the headline.
I think it's a nice thought, the idea that we have the power to not react, but of course we do, as in, you know, we learn about like why is anything in the news. It's because it's stuff that we get a reaction from. Do you know what I mean? In the sense that obviously things like war and violence is in the news and not. And but like say who controls the media is an interesting one. But like for example, in the case in the US, a couple of the candidates for election are funded by news channels, which seems a bit confusing because surely a news channel should just be giving news. Why does it? It shows that there isn't much stuff that is portrayed to us which doesn't have an ulterior motive. So it's hard to say who it's driven by, really. I don't know. Maybe if I
Just either.
Yeah, I guess it could be either. Like I don't know. I feel like because everything is just blasted at us to encourage us to vote for something or buy something, say that you're for or against something. Nothing. You know, we're not very bothered about the facts. We're bothered about what the connotation is. So yeah, I don't really know who runs that. Like, you know, you can listen to the media and say, you know, and they all like Rupert Murdoch stuff and all that, but I'm not really sure at the end of the day.
So finally, would you agree that there is an unavoidable link between the media and the masses, so they're closely associated with each other, kind of regardless of who's in power?
Yeah, I definitely think that.
I think it's unavoidable.
Okay.
Oh yeah, no way. Yeah, they definitely wouldn't work without each other.
Like media, like to know what's going on, don't we?
I don't think the media would be as popular and as broad if there wasn't an audience or masses to relate to or provide to. Then I don't think the media would have really flourished as it has.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. Thank you.
Sweet.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.